It is I, Rins of Vinci, here to recall the tale of our heroes. They have left the room with the giant scorpion, Tulok killing it off on his way out. Lady Gilda leads the group to the boat tied up outside of the ruined pier, and curiously finds fish cakes from the Crook's Nook. Physic determines that the boat has been marked by the Osprey Club, Otari's Thieves Guild. Heading to the outbuilding to the north, Physic finds the spyglass that Tangletop hid and steals it for himself. Heading to the basement, they head down into the ground 20 feet below the surface, plunged into darkness, and Lady Gilda leads the way, illuminated by Tulok's magic. They find a list of nefarious-sounding books and a note expressing love from one to another. But in the next room, they find a sadistic device that creates undead, and with it, a horrific monster. And combat ensues. Trading blow for blow and trying to demoralize the creature, strange magic eventually comes from Tulok, and his arms extend with reach to attack the monster, while Lady Gilda uses the power of her god and the positive energy to take it on face to face. She hits it hard, but it returns in kind, knocking Lady Gilda down. But soon she recovers, and Tulok is grabbed, but manages to escape and run before his life is forfeit. Physic giving aid throughout, Gilda eventually deals a heavy defeating blow, but the creature explodes with deadly force, and Tulok has gone down.
Alrighty then, everybody. Can you believe it?
What?
Episode 15. Not your typical milestone number, unless you have a third hand that I know Scott does somewhere under his mustache, I'm sure. But 15. I think I speak for everyone when I say that if anyone has stuck around to this point, thank you.
Bless your heart. Thanks, Mom.
I was just thinking, how chapter 1 was fun, but a little bit loosey-goosey and a little bit wonky here and there. But so far, chapter 2 has been really awesome, in my opinion. How are you guys feeling so far for chapter 2?
Besides constantly in mortal peril, really, really liking it.
Agreed.
It's been fun, but there's been some dark moments here and there.
Yeah, I mean, we're just constantly being beaten down and battered, but, we rise again.
Yeah, you do. Episode 15, that's pretty fun. I'm pretty stoked that we are making some good traction here. I do have one thing I have to call myself out on, and this is something I'm usually kind of nitpicky about, and I just messed it up. It's the pronunciation of a name. I kept saying Master Azinray, and it's actually Azrene. I know none of you care, but I do, and I'm just annoyed with myself. So I thought I'd call myself out, just in case someone's like, hey, you've been saying that differently.
You mean it used to be Azrene?
Yeah, right? Just like Kevin used to be Carl.
Mr. Beak would have given you such a chiding for that.
Oh, seriously. Well, he's the one who said it wrong, actually, I think. So
all those years getting dust and cobwebs in his clockwork brain.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do just a really short housekeeping segment here before we dive back in. I have this really tiny, silly technicality that doesn't really matter, but it's worth pointing out, is that you can't actually cast the light spell onto the tower shield. And it's because the light spell has to be cast on something, I think it's 1 bulk or less, and the tower shield is 4 bulk.
Tower shield's 4 bulk?
Yeah, it's a beast. Yeah, dude. So
damn.
It doesn't really matter. You could have just cast it on his on Lady Gilda's well, not weapon, I guess, but maybe shirt. I don't know, but armor,
on her boots,
what have you. But yeah, just a small technicality. And the other thing I wanted to ask about was we kind of glossed over it, and I think it was because the combat was getting pretty hairy. But we just saw Tulok use tentacular limbs for the first time.
Yeah.
And you've been sitting on that spell since the beginning.
Yes.
Can you just give us a little overview of like what its function is? What's its purpose aside from making your limbs all kind of wonky and weird looking?
Yeah, I mean, so from a mechanics standpoint, essentially what it does is it gives you the ability to use touch spells at a further distance away. So instead of 5 feet, you can go to 10 feet, and then as it gets more powerful, it can go even an additional 10 feet once it's heightened.
Oh, crazy. Okay.
Yeah, that comes with my aberrant bloodline. It actually turns my arms into tentacles, but stylistically I didn't really like that, so I was kind of trying to say that it had like a weird kind of smoky effect as opposed to just long tentacles.
Putting a little flavor on there.
Yeah, not a little like Octo Boy, but
yeah. Yeah, fair enough. All right, that's cool. And isn't there a feature in it where you can like spend an extra action to reach even further or something? Am I wrong about that? It's been a while since I read it, so. Or is that to do with the heightened?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, during the duration, which is 1 minute, you can use an additional action on top of the spell to go further. So
you can move and then like touch spell at 10 feet, or you can stay put, spend an extra action and go even further than 10 feet.
But I believe that's only when it's heightened.
Okay.
Because it does say in the notes for heightened 2, when you add an additional action to the spell to temporarily extend your reach increases by additional 10 feet. So, which leads me to believe like it has 10 feet, then I can add an extra action to make it 20 feet. But then once it's heightened,
I think what it is here is that when you're heightened, once it's able to be heightened at an additional 2 levels, you then have the option of extending beyond that point. But that's basically it. Like you don't have to go an additional 10 feet when it's heightened because things auto heighten, right? Damage automatically increases and that sort of thing. Whereas in this case, the heightened just gives you the option of keeping it at the base or going a little bit further. That's how I read it anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a cool spell, and it's going to be really clutch with some touch attacks that really coincides with your chill touch really well, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, just for the listeners, the reason that I've been sitting on it for so long is because in many situations, I've been away from the enemies, obviously. Or if I've been close to them, they've been right up in my business, up in my grill, 5 feet away. So it's...
Yeah.
I hadn't really found the sweet spot. I really was trying to make it work in the graveyard fight. And I wanted to be... I kept trying to get behind the row of soldiers, but then they would kill everyone, and then we keep moving. It was brutal. Like,
they were a wreck of the place, yeah.
It was awesome, but at the same time, they were doing all the fucking heavy lifting, not us.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you've been in semi-tight quarters up until now, and now you're in tight quarters. So it stands to reason that you're going to get a little more function out of this extra 5 feet. And it is worth mentioning too, this does not give his character reach at all in the conventional sense. It is reach for the purpose of touch spells only.
Yeah, it does not work for melee weapon attacks. It does work for unarmed strikes.
Oh, cool. Well, that's good. But yeah, neat little spell. The other thing I wanted to point out too was Duncan's tactic with the mutagen in that fight with the blood siphon was in retrospect, I think a really good strategy. It just didn't turn out to be applicable because like that adds a bonus to your fortitude saves, right? And you could tell me if this is what you're thinking, but I was imagining that you were thinking, oh, it's going to latch on and suck blood, and that will trigger a fortitude save, so I should offer a bonus. But it just so happens this creature doesn't trigger a fortitude save. It just gets to do it anyway.
Yeah, once the conversation came up about how many die could have been rolled against him while he was in that holding position, I kind of realized, but it's good to have in the back pocket anyways.
For sure. It was like a genuinely great tactic to use. It just happened to not be applicable in this situation, and there's no way you could have known that. But that of course, brings me to the current status of the group and how fucked up you are. I mean, physics looking okay. Lady Gilda is enfeebled 2 for a full hour.
Yep.
And Tulok is currently dying on the floor.
Yeah.
So, you guys want to help him out?
Yeah, I think so. So Physic will stride up to him and first administer an elixir of life, because odds are if I tried to treat wounds on him, he would die.
Actually, you've had good luck with him. It's just with James' characters.
Yeah, I will also, when you do try and treat wounds, I'll use my cooperative nature feat to try and aid you.
Okay, so we'll start with an elixir of life for 1 HP to just get him through the door.
Hey, I'm back, baby. Tulok's eyes,
Well, at least he's awake. Yeah.
weakly open as he's laying on his back, and he just looks up at you and just, thank you, Physic. I feel incredibly bad. Did you manage to kill it?
Yeah, it's dead. Don't worry. You're still not looking too hot, though. And he's going to administer a second elixir of life. Because he's got to use them anyways. I mean, they disappear at the end of the day.
Right.
For another 1 HP back.
Hot.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're getting these rolls out of the way early.
Amazing.
Okay, so you're up to a nice, healthy 2. Let's try this treat wounds.
That's probably enough. Let's go to the next fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll to aid with cooperative nature, and that is a 27.
Ooh.
So that is a critical success to your aid. So that's a +2.
Is it a +2? Okay. For some reason, I thought you had something that made it a +3 on a critical success. I could be wrong.
I think you're thinking of something else.
Oh yeah, you get a +4 on your own checks to aid. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm definitely thinking of something. There is something somewhere that does that. I'm quite sure. But anyway, that's a +2 to your attempt there, physically.
Okay, so rolling a medicine. Ooh, 25 for a 27. That's a crit, baby.
Yeah, it is. All right, so that's what, 4d8?
That's probably 48 there, buddy.
Oh boy.
Keep one of those in your pocket. Gilda's going to need it too.
Yeah, she's a little worse for wear.
Yeah, I'll just like splash a little healing onto her from 6 HP, buddy.
That's incredible. That's
You
3
rolled
ones.
3 ones.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about that.
Oh man, how do you? You literally. That's like max damage. That's max healing on one of your elixirs, and you got that on 4d8. That's so bad.
So far I have rolled 5 die worth of 1s right now for healing.
Well, at least you get them out of the way.
Yeah, we say that.
Hot damn.
But looking at the track record.
Well, let's. I'll throw that healing on Tulok real quick, and then I want to give Lady Gilda a go.
If you crit fail, I'm going down, just so you know.
Can I just hop in here really quickly and say, listeners, if you own either a dice company or some sort of random rolling generator, we would love to be sponsored by you. So
It's fine,
Literally
it's
anything
fine.
other than Foundry at this point.
yeah,
Yeah. I believe you can still aid on this because you can treat wounds on your own self. So I don't see why you wouldn't be able to aid on this.
I mean, if you're going to allow it, then kind of got to with the way Duncan's rolling today.
Can Tulok aid from the ground? Just a little hey, how are you?
what is the check? Medicine check?
Medicine check.
I am not trained.
What about a crafting?
That is a fail on the aid.
Oh, damn.
Do you have a potion you want to give yourself first? Because
I actually don't have any potions, believe it or not. I was going through my equipment just in case, and I don't have a single one.
Tulok pulls out a...
You know what? Save it. You might still crit. Well, let's do the potion after. If you crit fail, then use it to stabilize me.
oh god,
Oh, man.
critical fail is a 5. This was a 12.
So just a regular
Yeah, just
fail.
Straight
Sweet.
failure.
Yeah, I'm like, why am I so stressed out when we're healing right now?
Seriously.
First game ever where there are repercussions to this.
Well, the upside is Tulak got his wounded condition removed at least. You guys are not looking great, but you are up and alive.
How do we remove the enfeebled condition? Do we know?
That's after an hour. So if you're going to spend a full hour here and do another round, we can just remove that.
We don't have a choice. First of all, I need to repair my shield because it's broke.
Oh, yes. That's right. I did mean to mention that too, actually.
Actually, Duncan, do you wanna try and craft on my shield? I am untrained in crafting.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm rolling hot tonight, so get ready, buddy.
Yeah, I
Tower
kind of
shield
need
permanently
it.
destroyed.
Yeah, is that what happens if you crit fail? Does it just completely break forever?
Yeah, you do 2d6 damage to it, and it is sitting at 10 HP, so it's possible. Yeah.
Clearly, love is
Just
all
got
this
it
pressure.
made. Oh, my God.
That was in that one.
Roll 2d6, bud. If you roll more than 10, you've completely destroyed my
Oh
shield.
my god.
You lost Freeman. Like, he literally fell out of his chair there for a second.
This is so bad.
Dude, this is wild, man. What the fuck?
Okay, 3 damage.
Okay, that's great. All right.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay. So my shield isn't permanently destroyed because Duncan's bad rolling finally came in handy. He rolled a 2 and a 1 on 2d6.
Oh my god, that's fucking crazy.
Okay, so gonna go buy some dice.
Physic might fall off a bridge next episode.
There is that frog beast still in the water. Just give him a little shove and go
Yeah,
swimming.
Like, Tulak has to start thinking that maybe he's doing this shit on purpose, you know?
Oh,
like,
man.
it's just...
Seriously though, I mean, but the thing is like Tulak is, if he's picking up on it, he's like, well, Physic and me get along real well, but I don't know what he thinks about all these other people.
I mean, that's kind of got to be what it is. Like, maybe Tulak can only have one friend.
Yeah, he's just jealous of my attention being spread around.
yeah. Yeah.
I guess so.
Physic's just toxic.
Physic is the Highlander of Tulak's friends. Okay. I mean, I need to rest and I need to repair my shield real bad. Like, that would have only taken 30 minutes, I think, unless you have a quick treat there, Duncan.
I do not.
Okay, so that would have taken 30 minutes. We might as well take another 30, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to a third of my health, so.
I will attempt my own repair check on my shield.
Feeling real good about a potential another round of healing right now.
Yeah. Okay, so Freeman, I need you to set the DC on this. Normally it's 15, but I'm untrained in crafting, so you may want to adjust it appropriately.
Yeah, I was just trying to wonder if you're allowed to even do it.
The requirements are I'm only holding or wearing a repair kit, and I am in fact wearing a repair kit in my bandolier.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to increase the DC.
Okay.
So just go for it.
That's a 12. Okay, it's not a critical fail.
I like to think that Physic was just like, took your hammer and was just trying to like hammer it back into place and just put his hammer right through it or something.
Yeah. Like, he's never used a shield before, and he just got a little bit cocky. He's like, oh, of course I can fix this.
He just didn't understand the concept of how shields.
Yeah. It's like, I'm more of a bomb guy. I don't know.
Okay, so I think we should just, like, it's like, what, 10 in the morning? Like, let's just leave and come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pay somebody to repair my shield at this point, and I need...
Yeah.
Unless, you know, we want to, like, really put some time in here. It's not exactly a heartwarming room to spend more than 20 minutes in, and we're already at,
No, certainly not.
theoretically, 30 minutes, so...
We did also just steal, or Physic just stole the looking glass from Tangletop.
And you heard noises coming from where Mr. Beak was when you came in, but you purposely didn't go in there, so and you went downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to give Gilda a healing potion, like, we can try this repair again, because it doesn't say, at least in the Foundry information, it doesn't say that there's a cooldown on it. So, like, if you want to give Gilda a healing potion and Physic wants to try repairing it again, like, that's all I need is my shield repaired and maybe, you know, a couple 100 hit points. Like,
Bad news on those healing potions. We blew through them getting beaten up by a tube of meat.
Oh, I've got a bunch of healing potions.
Okay.
I've got 2 lesser and 2 minor. Or 3 lesser, 2 minor.
I mean, I would take a lesser if you want to spare it, and physic if you want to try crafting again. Like, that would theoretically get me to maybe look into one of these other 2 doors.
Because I think Tulok, Tulok wants to find out what's going on in here. He wants to... Because this building to him looks small, so he's interested to see what's going on here.
Right. And we know we can't go this way.
Yeah, there's even further down into the depths in the stairway to the south. It's probably a bit daunting considering what you just encountered coming down to this level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's quickly blow through these because let's do another repair, drink a potion, and by that time your hour will be up and you can do another round of treat wounds. And let's just blow through those and get moving.
Tulok tosses you a healing potion lesser.
Okay, what is a lesser?
It's 2d8 plus 5. I get 14 out of mine.
I get 10, which is...
Oh, that was a perfect amount I needed.
Okay, I'm at almost half health. Physic, what'd you get on that repair check?
25 this time.
Oh, thank Christ, that's a critical success.
Oh.
Okay, that's 10 HP plus 10 per proficiency rank. So what is your proficiency in crafting? Are you...
Trained.
Trained? Okay, so that's still 20 back.
Whew. Fucking roller coaster.
Okay, my shield's back up to full, so I can use that again. I'm at 15 HP. I could probably do another room, but expect me to go down if it's a hard combat like this worm.
Do you want a minor healing potion?
I wouldn't say no.
We've got time for another round of medicine checks. It's been an hour.
Yep.
Okay, let's do that first.
You do another treat wounds.
I'm going to try and aid it again.
Okay.
That is a 25. It's a critical success, so that's plus 2 to your treat
yeah.
wounds.
Nice.
That was a 10. A 3 on the die.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that minor.
All right, he passes you a minor healing potion.
This...
That's 1d8 plus what? 4?
It's just 1d8, I think.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's 5 back. That's 66% of my HP. So that's
Something.
Imagine Lady Kilda's like trying to guide physics. She's like, it's my left leg that hurts. My left leg, and he's on the right. He's like, no, my left leg. He just slaps the bandage on the right one anyway. Walks
Where's
away.
the cloaca on this thing?
You know, Tulok and I are the same race there, don't you, Physic? Like, we have the same anatomy. We have almost all the same parts.
Yeah, but you're a girl.
Just all nervous.
Okay. And you're fully healed now, Scott.
No, I'm not.
No, me.
No.
Yeah, okay, Scott.
Yeah, I know. I know where we stand.
Tulok is leaning against this table. Like, he's fully healed, but, he went down pretty hard there. And he is just looking at his hands. And they've gone back to his regular half-elf form. But he's just looking at them and did you guys see what happened to my arms? Was I imagining that?
You didn't mean to do that? It was awesome.
I may have been unconscious for that bit. There's a bit of a gap. I got hit in the head real hard there.
Yeah, I just was trying to reach so bad to use a spell, and they just extended. I've never seen it before. I don't understand. These powers, they seem to be coming faster, and there's more of them, and I have never trained with these things. They're just appearing. I hope there's some answers in here for me.
I mean, did it work in your favor there, Tulok?
Yeah, it kept me at bay, kept me a distance from the creature so I could attack it from a distance. It was great, but just looked so horrifying. My arms became like they're swept in some sort of magical smoke, and my arms grew. I don't understand.
Then I think that perhaps we shouldn't look too deeply into it. I mean, we're all still alive. That skin tag thing isn't. That means we at least have Aurora's grace for this level of what's happening. Maybe we don't go down the stairs just yet, but one of these other rooms might have some more answers. About your hands, though, I'm not sure we're going to find too many answers about why half-elf hands turned into, well, whatever you said they were. That might be an introspective thing you want to look at.
I suppose that's true, but this place reeks of the occult. And I feel that's what it is.
You're not like the things in here, if that's what you're worried about. It's easy to be scared of, the unknown, but we'll figure it out eventually.
And if you turn out to be, Physic and I can definitely help you out with that. And she flexes her hand into a fist.
Punch, Paladin!
Yeah, he nods.
All right, so you're going to continue exploring.
Which room do you think there, boys? Physic, do you want to take the pick on this one? I chose this door and I seem to have chosen quite wrong.
So what do we got here? One to the north or one to the kind of west and one to the east? He will walk up to the door to the left and take a listen, see what he can hear.
You hear nothing.
Tulok follows him and would like to detect magic from outside of the door.
And yes, you detect magic.
Okay. There appears to be magic within this room. I know not what or where, but keep your heads about you. And he steps back.
She'll take the defend action and step up to it. Are we opening it then, or do we have to check the other door?
Well, it seems like we're finding magic in more rooms than that. I'm not sure if it's worth checking anything else out. We might as well go in.
Alright. Shields up. Stay behind me, gentlemen.
Tulok avoids notice.
If I go down, maybe have one of them handy potions there ready, Tulok.
I will, Gilda.
Shield raised. Defend action. Open the door.
And you open the door to a small room. It's a long, abandoned straw bed, a dresser with drawers revealing a jumble of out-of-date servants' clothing, and a large barrel with a ladle atop it.
Well, I'm not quite an expert on what's happening here, or even understand what's going on at all, truth be told. This room looks empty to me, though. Did your magic tell you if it was a hidey creature or an item, or how does that there work, Tulok?
Just the presence or absence of magic at this point. Unless it's illusion. Barn.
It is not illusion.
She will do a perception check for any traps. That seems like the right thing to do.
And you do not detect anything or spot anything.
Yeah, I don't see any tripwires or anything like that, so I'll tell you what, I'll take a step in. If anything attacks me, at least I'll be front and center. But if nothing jumps out from that chest of drawers or that straw mattress, then I'll take a step back out, and then you boys can have at her.
Okay.
She steps into the room,
Nothing.
waits a hot second, and then steps back out. I think it's up to you guys to uncover whatever magic you find in there.
Alright.
Mechanically, my perception is not particularly great, so essentially she's just going to guard the hallway.
Yeah, Tulok goes in and would like to look through and see if he can find any magic items or...
Yeah, you don't see anything...
I'm not trying to glance Freeman, I'm trying to search.
Say thank you. I was gonna suggest it, but I was hoping to plug you. Okay, you're going for the old search action. Yeah, you spot a loose brick that's just over beside the barrel. And you grab said brick, and it comes away, revealing a couple of items inside. There's a shard of jade, worth 15 gold, a statuette of 2 succubi, also worth 35 gold, and a rune stone, but you'll have to identify it.
Runestone!
Yeah, we like that. Okay, so...
Does somebody want to explain to the listeners what a runestone is? That's a pretty specific item to Pathfinder 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there are 2 types of runestones. There are fundamental runestones and property runestones, or runes in general. A rune stone has a rune on it that you can then transfer to a piece of equipment rather than craft it from scratch. So it's a more convenient thing than having to get the formula and have a proper feat and all that sort of things. So you can have someone more quickly move it over at a lower cost. And so if you have a fundamental rune, that's your basic +1s to weapon potency or armor potency. And then they dictate how many property runes you're allowed to apply as well. and so on and so forth. And there's probably a little bit more to that. I think I can't remember where striking runes fall.
I think striking are just a regular property rune because I can make my +1 hand wraps striking.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, that's the essential gist of a runestone is they have fundamental or property runes on them, and they can at a cheaper cost be transferred to the appropriate item. But you need to figure out what rune is on this. What would you like to roll for that?
What kind of check is that? Is that that's one of the 4 magical checks, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, what's your religion?
It's a +4, so if I were to aid you, it would be a +8. My best skills are diplomacy and society.
Okay. So Physic probably has the highest with his occultism, right?
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
I'll join past and try to aid.
Can I aid untrained?
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like I can. The trigger is an ally is about to use an action that requires a skill check or an attack roll, so I'll attempt an aid with my cooperative nature.
Bunch of helpertons over here.
Dude, when I built this character, I specifically took cooperative nature for shit like this. That is a 19, so I aid. +1.
I do not aid with a 9.
I mean, both aids would be circumstance bonuses anyway, so you can only take the higher. But yeah, you get a +1.
Okie dokie. Let's roll an occultism. 21.
That'll do it.
Plus the 8.
This is a slick rune. It is a property rune for armor. Basically, makes armor slippery as though it were coated in a thin film of oil, and you gain a +1 bonus to acrobatics checks to escape and squeeze.
Ooh.
Would have been pretty clutch in that previous fight, possibly.
Yeah, no shit. Should have come in here first.
Probably why the room is there first. Okay, so there's a couple of statues and a runestone. Is there anything else in that there chest?
That's it. So I put the statues into the party loot, and then whoever wants this rune stone, I don't wear armor, so it ain't me.
Physic, it might be better for you.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's specifically to acrobatic checks to escape, where escapes can be done via other stats as well.
Oh, okay. I'm not trained in acrobatics. I guess you probably aren't either, are you?
I am trained, but it would never be the skill that I would choose to get out of a situation based on some choices I made at character creation, and you guys know how much I love tying my own hands and shit like that.
Classic.
I mean, he just straight up as a strength-based character has better options with unarmed strikes or athletics.
Yeah, my athletics are way better.
I mean, yeah, actually my acrobatics would be the strongest of those, so I'll take the rune.
Yeah, and since you're a dex-based character, I figured it would be better for you, and it would be way better for you to get out of a situation than for me to get out of a situation. Because you are our party's healer, so we need you to stay alive.
And James is already used to dying, so it's fine.
I am, yeah.
All right, well...
You've knocked every one of my characters out in their inaugural episode.
Well, I guess he's a slippery little goblin.
I actually don't know if that's true, but if any of the listeners want to start keeping track, you might as well. I mean, I've got 4 or 5 more characters I'm going to need to have for this game.
I would love to see a stat board of, like, critical rolls for us and against us, because it'd be pretty dire.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and take your slick rune there, Physic.
Do we want to do the next door at the end of the hallway?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I will give you a quick little tidbit here, too. Because you're next to that loose brick, you kind of get a peek into the barrel, and it is filled with a vinegary brine and appears to be something rotten that sits in the bottom. And you can, like, as you reach over to the brick, you can really, like, smell the acidity.
Point of order, it wouldn't rot in a vinegar brine. It would pickle.
Funny you say that, because what's in the bottom is rotten pickles.
Ultra pickled pickles?
They would still decay over hundreds of years.
Yeah, over hundreds of years, the liquid would evaporate is what would happen.
Right.
So, like, there would be, like, a cloud of mold on the top. You can just scoop that off. Everything everything below is good, especially if it's a salted vinegar brine. Yeah. Like, as long as the pH is above or below, like, 4, that shit will last forever. Listeners, I used to own a fermentation business, just in case you were wondering.
So dude's just sitting here making pickles and
also
raising
chef.
The dead?
I mean...
These undead like 2 things to eat. Brains and pickles.
I used to own a sauerkraut manufacturing company, so like, this is my wheelhouse. Fermentation is my shit.
to help you further suspend your disbelief, the magic in this whole thing again has caused everything to slow in its decay and crumbling in strange and various ways, in ways that don't always make sense in the descriptions that Paizo has presented. So we just
it's okay. I'm sure they didn't have a fermentation expert on their staff while they were writing this.
They probably just Googled vinegar. How does it work?
How am vinegar? Okay, so Tulak goes to the next door, I guess, and does his doobly-dee magic stuff.
You got it. I detect magic at the easternmost door.
And yes, you detect some magic.
I detect magic again. Be ready. And he steps back.
All right, gentlemen, same. Crack the door if anything attacks. You hide behind me, I hide behind the shield. We all survive to fight another day. Still taking the defend action. Physics, do you want to take any actions while we're still in exploration mode?
Just avoid notice.
I avoid notice as well.
Is your mage armor going there, Tulak?
Yep.
It lasts the whole day, and it doesn't come off when you go down. It's great.
All right. Lady Gilda of August cracks the door.
And it doesn't move because it's locked.
That was anticlimactic.
She just shoulders it a bit. Yeah.
Tulak pulls the keychain out and passes it to you.
Where in the fuck did you get these keys?
We have a couple key rings.
Which do you hand her?
That was not the one from Tangletop. That was the other one.
Okay, yeah, the other one. I forget. There was a lighthouse on one key, and there was something else on the other key.
A lighthouse was on the ring that he handed me. You said there were two keys and two broken keys, I think, if I remember correctly.
There was two good keys and several rusted keys that were of no value, or no good anymore.
So she tries the two good keys.
Neither of those work.
Tulak takes it back, and I believe Physic had the other one.
Gilda braces herself behind her shield and looks like she's getting ready to smash this door open.
Let me just double check here.
Oh yeah, sorry. There was one there on the key, ring of keys. There was one decorated with the lighthouse, one decorated with books.
Oh, you never said that.
Try,
you son of a bitch.
It's in the description I put on the item itself.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I do not have the second.
I think that's why I screwed up when you guys went into the cupola. I was like, nah, it doesn't work. And I was like, wait a second, I should double check that. And I actually left a note for all of us to see, which no one looked at it, including me.
Okay, so this is the large silver key from Tangletop?
Yeah.
We've already found out that this opens the door in the workshop, right? Or did it not?
It hasn't. You haven't used it yet at all.
Okay, she will try that key then.
And it opens. And you open the door to a room with 7 square alcoves, each containing strange magical apparatuses or alchemical sets of tools. And this whole chamber is damp and made of stone. The alcove to the north contains a large glass tank filled with liquid. A goblin's corpse, clad in outdated servant's clothing, floats inside. A semicircular work table covered with tools, moldy papers, and a large open book stands in front of the tank. And if you zoom in, little shout out to Narky here, if you zoom in on that, you can see a little goblin floating in it. It's awesome.
Okay. I think Gilda just gently rubs her right leg, feeling moisture in the pain, and steps into the room.
All right. You step in.
Tulak follows.
Still taking the defend action.
Physic's right behind them.
Can I do a quick recall knowledge religion on the if there's any symbolism behind the 7 alcoves?
Good catch.
The 7 alcoves.
Oh,
So in my mind, it may be representative of the Sahedron, but I don't think Lady Gilda would get that immediately. So I think that's what she's testing for, because she would be knowledgeable in those religious aspects.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't know though. I rolled it for you, but you there's no symbolism in that number beyond the Sahedron, perhaps, that you know of, and this doesn't smell of that particular belief structure.
Right.
So walking in the door, Physic will at first seem like a kid in a candy store because all kinds of alchemical goodies around, until his eyes land on a floating dead goblin, which I do see it on the map now, and that's hilarious and morbid.
Yeah. And what stands out to you in particular, Physic being an alchemist, is how remarkably well preserved it is.
Okay, could I do... actually, first I'd like to step into the room and examine what's on the table or search the table in front of that goblin.
Yeah, there are several notes there, and you can tell via looking around and kind of perusing these notes for a little bit that this workshop was devoted to both construction of constructs and the use of necromancy. The latter, of course, falling in line with that crazy contraption that you had discovered earlier.
Does Physic mention this to the group?
Yes. So he'll sifting through everything and understanding what's actually been going on. He'll just look at them like,
They've been doing evil things down here. We've stumbled onto something truly despicable. It's been necromancy, and it's been raising constructs down here.
Gilda spits when she hears necromancy. The constructs, I understand. The pursuit of perfection is a noble aspect, but necromancy. Why would anyone want to bring the dead back?
Tulak glances at Gilda and then refocuses down on the paper and starts to gather the ones that have to do with necromancy.
I just think that it might be worth saying that necromancy in and of itself is not like a horrible evil thing, but it can be used, like anything can be used for such a thing. Undeath is like the horrible thing. But something like gentle repose, that's a necromantic spell.
Right, and that's why I specified bring the dead back, because
Yeah,
one of the
sweet.
pursuits of Aurori is to hone the body and the mind, and after the body's dead, there's not a whole lot of ways to hone it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So, is there anything within these notes that we can decipher or learn?
Now a lot of it's crumbling and stuff, but you can try your own check. It's recall knowledge. I already rolled it for Physic. It's an Arcana if you want.
Yeah.
We also haven't searched this room yet to try and figure out what's magical other than the pickled goblin.
He'd look great in a Caesar.
And Tulak, you rolled a critical success, so you
Hell
actually do
yeah.
find out a little bit more information. As you peruse through the notes, you realize that the workshop's emphasis is in transferring mortal souls, including into a construct or a swarm of vermin.
oh, that's horrifying.
Yeah, he's kind of putting the knowledge that he's learned from the Dawnflower Library and other things that he's read and kind of piecing this together. And he relays that to the group. They're doing something very weird down here. Putting mortal souls into vermin, swarms, and also constructs. This isn't what we think it is. This seems far darker. I wonder if this has anything to do with the lighthouse or a side project, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think they're here by coincidence.
And as you relay this information and probably start looking around for more pieces of evidence, right next to you, Tulak, in that northwest alcove, you spot an incomplete doll, it looks like. It resembles an armless and legless goblin. It looks like this.
Cute.
Is it a poppet?
Yes.
I lost this thing when I was 7.
So he looks at this and turns to the others. Do you think he was trying to put the soul of the goblin in the tank into this figure?
Would Gilda have ever come across the concept of a poppet in her studies?
That's a good question. I personally have not read much up on them. I know they're quite rare.
So a poppet specifically is a construct who's kind of like sparked its soul to life, and that's what gives it its independent.
Right.
It seems to be a very random and rare occurrence.
Okay.
Oh man, you know what? This is gonna make me sound like a real idiot, but when you said poppet, I thought of those. What are those little figurines with the huge heads that they have at
Oh, a Funko Pop.
Pops.
Funko? Yeah, I thought you were saying that, and I was like, that's funny.
Oh no! So Poppet's an actual race in Pathfinder 2.
Yeah,
like they're these
like
living
newly
dolls that
introduced.
have spontaneously sparked to life.
Well, that's much more ominous.
You can actually roll one. You can play
God.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at playing one for a different game that's upcoming.
Yeah. So, do you touch the doll or any equipment or anything at all, or do you just spot it and leave it be?
Was there anything else on the desk with it, or just the doll?
Just a few random tools and stuff.
What is that old D&D spell? Like where you put your soul in a safe spot, like soul jar.
Horcrux?
Oh yeah.
Horcrux?
Soul jar. Horcrux. Yeah.
Could this be a version of that? Like putting this goblin's soul in this fucking doll to keep it safe for a little while, like almost like the simulacrum spell, but without it being an actual clone.
Could be. I guess I can roll a check.
I mean, if Tulok's saying the stuff out loud, that's kind of... Gilda's not the smartest woman, but, she's been in school. She studied. Her intelligence is a 12, so maybe.
I mean, I just rolled something for you, and you really don't know. It's a good guess, I'd say, but you have nothing to go on. You're just kind of deducing as best you can right now.
Right, and she's not looking in the room either. She's shield up, blocking the door.
Yeah, sure.
Could I turn my attention to the goblin floating in brine and the brine therein?
Yep.
Is there some kind of check you'd want to glean more information from it, or is it just a well-preserved goblin in a briny tank?
It is exactly that.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's not like... Is he wearing clothes or anything?
He's wearing clothes, yep. He's got the old servant's clothes, very similar to what you found in the room prior. Outdated for sure. And, just well-preserved and floating there. The adventure doesn't specify, but I would imagine, Physic, you could take advantage of this room as like an alchemical lab if you ever wanted to.
Yeah, I'd have to sit here for 4 days to craft anything, which... Inviting as it is with a briny goblin over there, he's gonna move northeast and check out the table there.
You just find more tools and equipment.
Okay.
But nothing of note.
Tulok would like to pick up the goblin doll and inspect it more.
Sure. Yeah, you pick it up, and one of the most obvious features as you turn it over in your hands is that it has an indentation set in its back, but it's empty.
Can I roll a check to see what shape it is, what it looks like, what if I could figure out what would go in it, like a key or something?
Yeah. Let's go with Arcana or crafting.
Arcana.
Yeah, you don't know.
Does anyone know what this could be? And he holds it up. It shows it to the people.
Yeah, physical. Take an Arcana check on it.
You could do crafting instead if you want.
Yeah, crafting it is.
You also are not sure.
Does it look like physic at all?
It looks barely like the goblin in the tank.
Okay. Physic, you're from Otari, right? Could it be a relative of yours? Like a distant, ancient relative? Like an old uncle that disappeared in your family tank?
Yeah, I mean, he's very unsure of his family tree because his parents brought him here, and then he's not sure what happened to them. They're not around anymore.
Okay.
And that happened early in his life, so it could be. Does it look like him?
No, I wouldn't say you guys really look alike.
Okay.
I don't imagine there are too many goblins in Otari.
Well, I'll find my parents someday.
Tulok takes the doll and puts it into his bag.
Okay.
Is that what was emanating magic? Was it the doll? Did we figure that out?
So the thing with detect magic right now is you can't pinpoint it.
I don't know. I just get pulses.
We've still got 4 undiscovered alcoves, though, so I guess we'll keep going around the room.
Sure. Who's doing search actions here?
I'm searching.
I am.
Okay.
I'll stick with defend.
And tell me where you're searching, each of you, please.
Physic will go to the southeast.
Okay.
And take the easternmost southeast corner.
Okay, and you don't spot anything. Tulok?
Tulok is looking specifically for secret doors, and he does a lap of all the walls in the room.
Okay, so you're just going to do one for each. What order do you want to do them in?
Counterclockwise.
Okay, so starting from the northwest.
And physical hit the other alcoves in clockwise order. And the two will bump into each other awkwardly at one point.
And it's you guys bump into each other right at the center of the room, and after Tulok has just checked the this most south eastern side, and Physic the opposite. And as you round the corner, Physic, where Tulak just was, you spot a toolbox bolted to the wall, and it seems a little bit askew, so you grab it and you give it a pull, and it opens a secret door.
Ooh.
Nice.
That leads to a staircase that leads further down.
Oh, that's the direction you want.
Physic, good eyes.
How many levels is this place? Like, how far down can it possibly go? That's got to be under the river, right?
I don't know. It's a marvel of engineering already.
I thought we came here for the lighthouse and we're going to be upstairs.
It's true, but sometimes to understand what is above, we must go below.
And we haven't found anything below the lighthouse or anything like that. No way down there. Just this staircase and the other one that was...
No, Gilda, we have. We have in the lighthouse, but it appears to be filled in from the destruction of the roof above it. It's somewhere that we could inspect later, but it would require many men and women and their strength to get down.
And I suppose after that blue light on the graveyard, we don't exactly have a whole lot of time left.
We are unsure.
Are we going down then, boys?
I think we should inspect.
I have doubts. If we were to go down, we would not do so without a way to retreat very quickly. But I think we just got absolutely beaten down by our last fight.
And this is just a workshop. Maybe we should take some time to uncover those stairs and go below the lighthouse to see what's actually powering that. Like, do we think this is going to meet up with the lighthouse?
It could go under the river. But perhaps you're right.
I'm just a little hesitant to go further down. It means we've got further to escape if we need to.
I mean, we did use much of our potions and other equipment. Perhaps we should refuel before we go down. I don't know if anyone knows what refueling is, so I will change that.
I think that was Metallica's second album.
A refuel works in like old settings because that's just what, fuel for the fire kind of thing. They called wood fuel back then.
Well, let's restock.
I mean, we've got plenty to sell for more goods.
All right, so you're heading back up then instead of down?
Did I get to the last two?
Yeah,
I think we're
and there's-
scared is what's going on.
There's no, yeah, There's nothing of note other than pieces of equipment and whatnot.
So we never found what was magical in this room.
Well, yeah, we don't know.
Okay.
Chuck the doll down the wall or down the hallway, and we'll see if it's still magical around here.
Physic. I know that was out of character, but what a great idea. And so I'm going to walk 30, all the way to the other side of the hallway where that other bedroom is, put the doll down, and then walk back into this room and cast Detect Magic again.
And, it's the doll. The doll's got some magic on it. I think that calls for a hero point.
Yeah,
Some
that was a
clever
really
play.
good idea. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hero point to Physic.
Hey.
And I was just holding this because I knew you guys are going to be fine for the rest of these rooms. But you all also get a hero point for overcoming that insane fight and just like pulling out some cool moves and everything. So I've just plugged a hero point to everybody. Physics now got 2.
I like.
I think Gilda would want to explore the first level of the lighthouse because she doesn't think the source of the blue light would have come from this workshop.
True.
Yeah, she hasn't given the full look of the place yet herself, right? Like she just went straight through to the chapel with you guys and hasn't seen all of the stuff that you've told her. So that's not a terrible idea. Also, does anyone remember what other leads you have at your disposal right now?
There's potentially a thief running around here somewhere.
That's true.
Yeah. Found evidence of the Crooks Nook Thieves Guild. You also found that sheet of paper with the books on it you were thinking about asking more limits about.
Yeah.
The book titles. And then otherwise, Tangle Top was missing and there was some noise in the lens workshop. So you have 3 avenues to explore here. Well, 4. You could go downstairs.
And also, if we're going to be super metagamey here, we did...
You got to do it sometimes.
There was something exposed on the map, and we haven't really been searching for secret rooms in the other building.
True.
Well, we accidentally found a couple But I think Gilda, to negate the metagaming, I don't think she thinks the source of the light is here. Maybe it leads up, but at this point, I don't think she thinks it's worth exploring further down. If it was hidden behind a secret door, it's probably hidden behind a secret door for a reason.
True that.
Yeah, like where you're at now, it's clearly below that building on the northern island, but nothing has led laterally towards the lighthouse, only down further.
Yeah.
So that's a good call, yeah.
So I think she'd ask at this point, like, all right, so we've seen the workshop. We know there's another set of stairs down here. We know that there's this secret door, and at secret doors are secrets for a reason. You've explored this place to the best of your abilities, at least these 2 levels. Perhaps you could take me on a proper tour of the lighthouse, and maybe we could see if anything leads down. I mean, you said there was nothing at the top. That means there's got to be something at the below, right? And I'd love to see that half-covered staircase. Maybe that's our way down.
I don't know how much you're gonna love it, but yeah, we might as well go take a look.
All right, well, let's...
Yeah, let's just go there, and then
Yep.
Gilda will take the search action. Maybe all 3 of us take the search action and just take a look around. Now, at least, there's a precedent in Gilda's mind for hidden doors. And you guys already did tell her about the teleportation circle, but now she's seen one with her own 2 eyes, which she probably has never seen before. So.
Right.
So just tell me what... we don't have to, move around the whole map here. Just tell me... Actually, well, first of all, when you get back upstairs and into the main hallway, you very much hear that rummaging still coming down from the lens workshop, if you want to perhaps see what's going on there first. But otherwise, let me know where it is you want to... what rooms you want to explore. We can just expedite that.
Well, since Physics stole the telescope back and didn't tell anybody that he was doing that, I would leave that in the roleplay between Physic and Tulak and Gilda, whether or not they want to explore that rummaging or whether or not they just want to push her towards the main body.
Yeah, Physics probably not got the cleanest conscience about it in the world, so he'll say, hear the rummaging, and if he, say Gilda looks back at it a little, say, there's a cranky little doll in there that, well, it's not worth checking out. Let's go take a look at the lighthouse.
Ooh, inter-party lies. I love it.
Okay, so I guess she'll just take the search action and walk around the lighthouse.
Tulak is following them when this conversation is going down, but he is ruffling through. He took the papers on necromancy, and he's just kind of ruffling through them as he's walking, and isn't paying much attention to this conversation.
You hear rummaging and sort of like sounds of glass moving around. There's glass all over the floor, and a couple things falling over and a bit of knocking, and it's just a bunch of random little noises happening in there.
We also never searched that room, by the way, because we bolted.
Yep.
Ooh,
The light went off in the lighthouse, and you guys took off right away, pretty much, to explore.
true.
So there actually could be a bunch of stuff in there.
Maybe we should check it out. If it's Tangletop, I'll lie.
Yeah, you will.
Okay, Tulak was about to walk out, hears the rummaging, and just thinks to himself that they should look, and turns to his companions. Perhaps we should take a look in the workshop. We didn't look before, and there could be clues in there.
Okay. I guess we didn't really look around too well.
Tulak, avoiding notice, enters.
You get down to the end of this, past the portals in the
slip in the
wall,
glass,
and
you son
into
of a
this
bitch?
room. No, actually, you find that most of the glass has been cleared out a little bit. There's a little path that's been cleared, or several paths have been cleared through. They're quite narrow, but you could kind of one foot in front of the other. And sure enough, Tangletop is in there, and he seems to have cleaned some of it up, and he's holding the broken Mr. Beak, and then he doesn't see you right away, but then looks up and is like, "Ah!" and just throws Mr. Beak onto the ground, and then quickly puts his hands behind his back. He's like, "Hi, welcome back."
Kill it with fire.
What have you found in this room?
Oh, just a lot of glass, and this stupid doll gives it a little kick. Nothing special.
Are you holding something behind your back?
And he pulls out one hand. No. Puts it behind. Pulls it the other. No. And then puts it behind again.
And he gives him a little bit of a harsher look and says, "Show me both your hands at the same time."
And his eyes go a little bit wide. But it's my shiny.
"Show me. Now."
Takes a deep breath in and sighs, and he pulls this sort of shiny gem out and shows it to you. Says, "It's my home, I found it. Stupid bird." Gives it another kick.
"Did you take that from inside Mr. Beak?"
It was on its back. That's mine, though. But you can have it if you do something for me.
"What would you like, Tangletop?"
I want you to catch me some fireflies. They hang out on the dock, on the pier, just outside that door, there. He points to the southwest. But they only come out at night.
"And you're sure these are fireflies, not some sort of magic being?"
I don't know. They look like fireflies to me. They move all around, and then they turn into one ball of light together, and then they move all around again. It's really pretty. I want them. They're my pets.
Can I roll a check on that description?
Yeah,
Sure.
good call.
Is there a check in particular you would like?
It's going to be an occultism, and it is a hard check, and the DC is 18,
I would like to aid.
and you rolled an 18.
Oh, perfect. With my +1 to occultism.
You're pretty damn sure that this pattern you've heard of before, and it's an uncommon sight, but it is a type of wisp known as a flicker wisp. However, that's all I'm going to give you because all it is a vague description. It will take another check to discern more information.
Gilda just stands outside the room, kind of listening, half looking at the portraits, because she's never been down this way. So she would find them absolutely enthralling with her lore heraldry. And just kind of hears it, and is like, "Oh, I think those are some sort of flicker wisp, or I sound like a flicker wisp." And she's more talking to herself and looking at the portraits than anything.
Physic will hear her and hear something that sounds like Will-o'-the-Wisp. That is the thing that inhabited Smal's body, so he would like to take that check for more information.
Okay. Yeah. So you know that a flicker wisp, dancing, twisting, less powerful, but no less malevolent type of will-o'-wisp. Like their more dangerous kin, flickerists prefer to haunt lonely swamps or stretches of lonely rivers or creeks, particularly near shorelines, where they can pass themselves off as nothing more than a small gathering of fireflies. They can taste fear and finds the flavor delectable, but it does not feed on this emotion like will-o'-wisps would. Instead, they subsist on confusion and doubt. And the sense of unease of a traveler exudes when they become lost in the woods is what flickerists really, really favor. They can sip from this sense of disorientation without betraying their presence or harming their prey. So they can kind of just hang out in that spot, pretend to be fireflies, and really soak it in. But if they grow too hungry and are compelled to flit a bit closer, and they will confuse their prey and glut on the raw emotions. And you rolled a success, so I will give you a single piece of preferred information on this creature. And I would like to point out, also here, this is originally part of my intro banter list, but I took it out. Now is really appropriate. This is the first time, I think, in the whole adventure you guys have succeeded a recall knowledge check on a creature.
Nice.
You've even seen it yet.
Yep.
But this is the first time. You've failed all of them. The only times I've given you information were critical failures, which was false information.
Oh, Jesus.
So
We're
Boundary for all your dice rolling needs.
amazing.
consistent.
We've just been banging our head against the wall each time and just slowly working our way through the building head first.
It kind of, at first it feels good, to me anyway, that because you guys really just are getting into something you don't know anything about. But the more you get in, the more you do research and study between town and adventuring out and stuff like that, hopefully the roles get a little more in your favor and you actually start becoming, proper heroes. But with the success, I'm going to give you lots of story information, whatever. But I'm also going to offer you up a single single thing that you wish to know about the stat block. You can choose something, or I can pick something myself. If you get a critical success, I'm going to give you several pieces. Not even just 2, like probably 3 or 4. But this is a regular success.
Okay.
What do you want to know? After everything I've already told you.
Weaknesses.
There are no particular weaknesses. And I feel like being generous on this a bit, because I hate when it's like, oh, there's none, and you're like, cool, I just wasted that. There is none, so I'm going to let you choose something else.
Okay. Having never done one of these before, anybody got a suggestion?
I always want to know resistances.
Well, let's go with that.
Okay. I'm going to up that by 1 notch. There are no resistances, but they have immunities, in particular to magic. In fact, they are immune to all spells except Fairy Fire, Gust of Wind, Magic Missile, and Maze.
Okay. I will relay that to the party.
These things shouldn't be as dangerous as the things we faced before. I've read about them, but I don't know how well magic will do against them.
Tulok had been looking out the hall at Physic as he's saying this, and he turns back to Tangletop. Do you still want these creatures? They'll be harmful to you.
And Tangletop's like flitting his head back and forth between you as you guys are talking, and he's like, what do you mean they're dangerous? They're just fireflies!
No,
They're not fireflies. We can destroy them for you, but we shall not bring them in here. They'll cause you harm.
His brow furrows. He gets a little concerned. He's, all right, new plan. I'll give you the shiny if you get rid of them.
Now, I'd like to talk about that. Tangletop, last time we made a deal. We did what you wanted, and you paid us after. This time, you pay us first, and then we will do what you want.
That's good. Roll me a diplomacy. Okay. This time. But next time we go back to the original.
That sounds fair.
Alright, and he hands you the gem in his hand and then kicks Mr. Beak again.
I can't believe that fucking worked.
Bully.
Put it into the goblin and make the goblin catch the will-o-wisps?
Or do something with the goblin. I don't know. Maybe he's got a tale to tell.
And I will place this gem in your inventory, Tulok, but it is unidentified.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, did we just commit to catching flicker wisps? Is that what just happened there?
No, we'll be killing them.
I don't know if that's much better, especially if there's more than a few of them.
Come now.
How many do you think there are out there, Mr. Tangletop? How many flicker wisps have you seen? How many of these fireflies?
There's just a batch. They just hang out on the pier. They just float together.
You committed us to killing a batch of flicker wisps.
No, a batch of fireflies. What's a flicker wisp? You're confusing me.
Don't worry, you two. Stay your nerves. This is an easy task, and besides, we must take care of everything here. We don't know where this is coming from. We don't know how this could foul us up in the future. We might as well kill them now and just be done with them. That's what Samal would have said.
Was Samal wearing scale mail with a heavy-ass shield trying to fight a spirit on a dock?
Well, kinda?
No,
What's going to happen to me if I fall into that water?
don't worry. We'll lure them in.
Identifying that gem is going to be crafting or arcana.
I guess that's on me again.
Yeah, I'm going to use join pass and touch my hand to your head and try to aid.
I'm just gonna have like an indelible mark on my forehead from your thumb on it all the time.
It's just a burned-in thumbprint.
Pretty much, yeah. Do not aid, as per usual.
What skill are you rolling there?
Crafting.
I will do my cooperative nature. That is a 21.
Nice.
So I will aid.
Well, it's pretty clutch because it's DC 14 and he rolled a 13. So,
Nice.
no.
Hell yeah.
That's this is a soul gem. Exactly what you suspected, and that's gonna go ahead and give James another hero point for calling that. It's essentially placing a soul in an item to be used in other means.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. But is it just Mr. Beak's soul?
Well, you know it's a soul gem that's come from Mr. Beak.
It is just going to be Mr. Beak and a little goblin body, isn't it? And he's going to be pissed.
Kill him. Yeah, I don't know how it works because we killed him. So, did that just destroy the body? Does it do anything with the soul? We will find out.
So you know that the fireflies only come out at night. What's next on your list here? What would you like to do?
I want to inspect the room.
Maybe we should come up with a plan for luring them in. This is going to be no mean feat if what physics told us here has any truth behind it. Not that I'm doubting you there, Physic, I'm just really hoping it's not right.
Well, it might not be, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'd also like to search this room just for, like, secret doors and stuff before we leave.
Sure, yeah. You switch. It's a mess too, right? But you manage to gingerly make your way around the area and look, and everything is just broken and smashed as you saw before, and you find really nothing of value.
Okay, why don't we go strategize elsewhere? We'll leave Tangletop to whatever he's doing.
I'll keep cleaning up.
It would be mighty helpful if the glassware not in the floor as well there, Mr. Tangletop. So we do really appreciate that, and we look forward to helping you with your problem. She says as she's like giving Tulak the stink eye as he's walking past her. Like she's not happy that she's been committed to this.
Tangletop just like goes back to like casting prestidigitation to like clean up the room. You can just hear sounds of glass being shoved around and whatnot.
Now, I don't see why you're so worried.
Are these not related to the creatures that took down and then repossessed your friend Samal?
It appears that way.
Are we not fighting what could be more than the two of them that you found in that room?
Yes, but Physic did say that they could be less powerful.
He also said they were immune to magic, didn't he?
Yes, but he did say that Magic Missile could go through, and I could use that many times.
It's true, I did.
It's one of my more powerful spells, and this is part of our quest.
Which part?
We're here to rid the lighthouse of evil and find out what is going on. If this is an evil being, it is part of our quest, in my eyes.
Oh, it's evil.
I hate that you're absolutely right about this. I hate that it's my duty to help you take care of this. But just keep in mind that we're not in the lighthouse. We're technically in an outbuilding. We'll do this, Tulok, because you've committed us and I am a woman of my word. But maybe next time you commit us to fighting on a pier, we have a little strategy sidebar first. Like, it's nice to know what we're fighting, but we also need to know how and where we're fighting. The battlefield is half of our advantage, and out there, I can assure you, I do not have an advantage. And she reaches down, and for the first time, she like tugs on that leather strap on her leg. She's like, do you know what this does? This is what's keeping me standing.
What is it?
It's a brace. I took an orc broadaxe into my leg. That's why I'm on holiday from the Golden Legionnaires. This is the reason I need to relax and heal. Problem is I don't think it's going to heal, but if I lose this strap, I'm not walking around anywhere. And this strap is our lifeline at this point. And with this scale mail on, if I go into that water, I'm certainly not getting out.
Tulok nods and inspects. Like, does she have her full leg still, or does she have like?
Yeah. So what it is mechanically it's called a brace. So what it does is it allows her to walk normally. Mm-hmm. Mechanically it's a support. Where she took this broadsword into her leg that went so deep it took a chunk out of her bone, and she hasn't been able to get it healed magically. Or at all at this point. So she has to wear this support in order to keep her walking. Her cadence is a little off when you see her walking. Or sorry,
the brace
her gait.
essentially helps to stifle constant pain.
Yeah, it keeps her muscles tight around this wound.
So without it, she's essentially lame. Like can't really or can barely move. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously you guys wouldn't know any of that, but it is this leather working going up her right leg. She doesn't like talking about it, obviously, but she's scared. Like, she's more than a little scared at this point. Like the idea, like she knows that she could drown in that lake, or this river, or whatever, however fresh this water is. I don't remember. And I've lost enough characters.
One is too many.
Yeah, so she really thinks we need to figure out a way to lure it into the workshop, and she has no fucking idea how to do that.
Tulok puts a hand on her shoulder in an attempt to console her. Before we do this, we will come up with a plan, and I promise you, it'll be one you're comfortable with, or we will not follow through. Though we can leave the item with Tangletop, I do feel like we need it, and I do feel like we need to complete this. But please know that we want your help. We need your help. So we won't do anything that you're not comfortable with. We desperately need your help, and we appreciate it.
That means a lot to me, Tulok, and I am scared. I don't want to drown here. I want to make it home to Andoran to see my family again. But Aurori would want me to steal my mind and steal my body. And in search of that perfection, we'll do this, and we'll do it together.
Thank you for understanding.
Now let's come up with a good plan, please.
Physics just gives a thumbs up.
Hey.
All right. Well, I mean, you're still only about nearly 11 a.m. So, they come out at night.
Well, maybe we should go back to town and regroup. We've got a few hours before we'll see these things.
Can we take a peek through these books here and see if there's anything... I mean, I know you guys have looked through them already, but specifically looking for stuff about wisps now that we're looking for something in particular.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'll just tell you now. There was nothing of note on that topic.
Okay.
In this room. Anything in this room is related to what this building is, mostly related to what this building is basically used for.
And all the necromancy stuff is downstairs, and this is just glass.
Yeah, the lens workshop, that hall of portraits, a little repair room, and then downstairs is where the real dark stuff happens.
We never inspected the little workshop down here to the south. What's in there?
Isn't that just a storage cupboard?
It's just a little repair storage cupboard, essentially. That's where the key was.
Right.
That Tangletop grabbed, but he grabbed it before you had the chance to go in, before you bothered to.
Is there anything of note in here if we do a full search?
No.
Okay.
Most of the tools are beyond use now.
Physic, I like your idea. Perhaps we go restock and we can discuss while we walk what's going on here and how best to fight these wisps.
I mean, the less time we spend here, the better.
It's going to be a long couple of years of this podcast.
One of these days we'll start book one.
We're still in the intro. If this is a video game, we're still learning how, it still has press A to jump on the screen and we just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think we go back, we investigate those books on that list. We talk to, maybe that's what Tulok does, is investigates the books. Physic goes to the Crook's Nook, because he's got some familiarity there. Mm-hmm. And maybe Gilda sells what we need to sell and stocks up on potions and stuff like that if we need to.
Yep.
And if we have enough money, if you guys are open to it, I would love to put a rune of striking onto her hand wraps.
You've been pretty successful at the whole punch things in the back so far.
Perhaps as well, the other thing we need to do is try the gem in the doll.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you did bring the doll with you.
Yeah.
That's all on you, man.
I've got everything we need.
Yeah, you got the gem, you got the doll, you do you.
Maybe we'll do that before we go into town, just so we can see if there's anything that we need or that will help with. Well, let's do it in town, I think.
Yeah, maybe there's something we can learn about it in town that we don't know yet. I don't know.
And then we'll be in a territory that, if it is Mr. Beak or something like that, he's unfamiliar with, and we can have him off his guard.
Put the gem in and toss it at Long Saddle and run away.
Yeah. When we go back to town, we'll go to the caravan first, my caravan, and put the stone into the doll.
All right.
We agree, so we do that.
Head back to Otari to do a little restocking. And are you all going straight to Tulok's wagon together to do this, or are you going to do it on your own?
I think everyone together. Come. Let's do this in my caravan. It's private in there.
All right, so you make it back to Otari and through the town, down towards the Otari market and pop into Tulok's little wagon. Wagon is windowless, I believe. I could be wrong. I can't remember. But
He closes the shutters.
okay, closes the shutters. There are pillows everywhere. It's reasonably comfortable. Probably light a couple candles, maybe some incense. And you get yourself ready, and you hold this doll up with its missing arms and legs, this half-finished construct. Turn it over and place the soul gem into the indentation in its back. You turn it over and you wait. A couple beats of nothing. And then suddenly, a jerk. And then nothing. And then a jerk again. And then nothing. And then it starts to squirm and go, "Ah!" And then it tries to bite you, Tulok, but it can't get its head around. It doesn't have any movement from its limbs because they're missing. And it's like, Master Fallock! And the doll begins to cry inconsolably. And that is where we're going to call it. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.